Yesterday was a very good day for Porch Group shareholders. Hopefully, a lot of you made a ton of money today and hopefully in this week to come as well, since a move like the one they made yesterday in the earnings call will likely have some impact on the volatility of the share price here in the near term. So what really happened yesterday and what happened today? Well, let's go over the earnings call. Let's go over some of the rating upgrades that we saw today from analysts as well. Hey, I'm Andreas. I've been investing for over 10 years. In today's video, let's talk some about what's been going on with Porch Group here lately. As you can see on screen, stock price is up on the day a little more than 60% as I'm recording this video. Very happy about that. That's over 100,000 American dollars in gains today. So we celebrating here with a decent cigar. Not a good one, not a bad one, but a decent one. Yesterday, Porch Group announced earnings, and it was a bit of a surprise in terms of profitability. They've had some issues in the beginning of 2024, which set them off on the adjusted EBITDA goals for the full year. But with this amazing quarter, they were able to hit what they had communicated. And in this case, just comparing quarter over quarter, the same year on year, quarters, we saw that this same quarter last year was not as good as the one that we saw today. And these can be attributed to a number of things, but man, like the profitability. I remember back 2 years ago when I talked about this stock, and then I expected profitability to hit in 2025. This year, I expected them to be profitable, not for the full year of last year. And with the CEO communicating that, all right, we're going to hit profitability every quarter from now on. We're going to focus on generating cash for shareholders. That even makes me speculate, is dividend gonna be in the table in the future? Communicating large goals regarding gross written premium up there towards wanting to write 3 billion, something like this. That's a very serious goal. And then when getting questions on, all right, how will you get growth back on the table? Because growth was back on the table yesterday. There was a lot of communication regarding this. They gave some concrete points. For example, hiring a new director from a rival firm with lots of experience, with lots of connections with agencies. This is something that can jumpstart growth. Realistic targets, onboarding new people, talking about ramp period. It's going to take some time before the agents start to accelerate. These are all good, fantastic news, and I think that Matthew answered those questions very well in the earnings call. So happy to have some more color on that, and the market very happy as well. We clearly see some gains. We saw some communication regarding the margins that communicates that, all right, the data insight clearly works. It was on the first slide of the earnings presentation, communicating here gross margin of 80% with a more capital light structure, having the insurance segment in a different structure. And with the software as well, all right, 80% gross margin. This is what we see in software. If they can get growth to accelerate, we have a very nice rule of 40, because that was the downside of the earnings, that growth declined. We knew this. They focused on profitability. They got the profitability. amazing. They did better than anybody, certainly better than I expected. So growth, that's going to be the focus here of 2025. And if they can continue to have this profitability, well, then we're looking at a grand slam home run, a future cash cow indeed. And then this current valuation is definitely not good enough. We're going to see some upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, we saw analysts changing their outlook today. Some of these were on the call asking questions here. Loop Capital, rating buy, price target 6. We're already over that. We're seeing this analyst here called Benchmark with rating action maintaining a buy but raising the price target from $7 to $10. $10 I think is very reasonable. The market cap is small. It's 626 million now. It was 400 something when I first started to cover this stock. So we've only seen a 50% increase since then in a few years here. And then we see another analyst here, Oppenheimer, raising price target from 7 to 8, having the rating outperform. So expecting better than market returns in this case. And I think that's a reasonable expectation going forward. I think that if you listened in on the earnings call, you could sense the happiness, the positivity from management. They were clearly proud of their team, as they should be, clear of the results that they were able to produce. These are outstanding results. They raised guidance, but in guidance, they are not pricing in a housing market recovery. So they are not pricing in more homes being bought and sold. This would be a future bullish trigger for the software segment and would raise stock price even further. Also commenting on third parties, that some other companies in the same segment have more of a bullish outlook than they have, clearly communicating that they have some modest goal. For example, this would be Matt Ehrlichman communicating $100 million in adjusted EBITDA for 2026. This is very conservative given the goal of $60 million adjusted EBITDA here for the year of 2025. And if they hit that, if they accelerate growth, opening up new territories, one thing that I really wanted to ask if I had the opportunity was if, alright, are they looking to move into California, Florida, Hawaii? As a shareholder, that's something I would not like to hear. What other geographies are they talking about? I would also have liked to hear some more color around the data licensing. Last quarter, we learned that they licensed their data to a carrier in California. Great, fantastic. Seems to be some traction, seems to be some more interest since they mentioned it again. But we could broaden the scope. Is there potential to license this data to be training data for AIs in some case? Because they lack data, they're just using Reddit data, other types of data, anything they can get their hands on, even harvesting data from other chatbots to train the chatbots, basically. So the data there, could it be licensed, sold to AI in some way? There are a lot of potential. Data is very valuable in the information era, and the data that Porch Group sits on clearly has good value given the loss ratio, how it's so good compared to competitors. They outperformed in that aspect yesterday as well, by the way. So as a shareholder, very, very impressed. The market, very, very impressed. I hope you guys made a lot of money here. I will enjoy the day. I will smoke my cigar here and perhaps have a little drink. But man, very happy today. very, very happy today. Gonna round off the video now. Take care. Bye bye.